So, how many of you guys have heard of Burning Man before? So that's what I'm going to be talking about, is how it became my favorite experience through its history, art, and culture. I'm going to read you a quote from Larry Harvey, who's the Burning Man founder, and it goes, Bohemia is a world that artists create. It's made by people who live for their gifts and live to give those gifts to others. They cooperate and collaborate. In the natural world of the artist, there exists an economy of creative abundance. In some sense, their life energy enters into you, and that, of course, is where community begins. It started out as like a smaller event of just like 80 to 100 people on Baker Beach in San Francisco, and they used to build a 10-foot wooden effigy of the man, which was representative of a lot of different things, corporations, Big Brother, like working for someone else, like relinquishing your power to this like higher thing, and then burning it to the ground to like, you know, bring back the power to yourself. And then after a few years, about 5 years, the San Francisco Police Department asked them to find somewhere else because it became this really large spectacle of a large group of people, and it's getting pretty rowdy, and you know, so they wanted to put it in a more appropriate place. So they moved it to the Black Rock Desert in Nevada, and now it has grown to an event about 48,000 plus people that attend every year. It's pretty great. The three main focal points that bring the whole event together are its history, its art, and its community. The art is all representative of radical self-expression and self-reliance. Most years they have a theme. This year's is going to be rites of passage. Last year's was evolution, I believe. And actually the camp that I camped with was the Reagan Gothic Rocket Camp. And they built a 40-foot rocket out of steel in a warehouse in Oakland, California. They got a grant from the Black Rock Arts Foundation. The tickets are so expensive because a lot of the money from those ticket sales go into grant programs to help fund the art projects that people build there. And they received a grant from the Black Rock Arts Foundation and built this large-scale rocket that had like pyrotechnic materials installed into the bottom. And when they built it there in the desert, it got anchored into the ground with these 10-foot poles that kept it from toppling over. And on launch night, we made everybody believe that there was going to be like this rocket launch that was actually going to go out into outer space and like lift off the ground, but it was just a giant fireworks show. But it was pretty awesome. There's the man burn, which happens on Friday at the end of the week, and basically, like last year, it was 40 feet tall, and they had it built on a stand, and it was made in memorial of children that were in juvenile delinquency facilities, and they burned the man in honor of them. It was kind of like a prayer, I guess you could say, or like setting an intention for them, however you want to put it. And then there's also, at the end of the event on Sunday, they have what's called the temple. The temple is like a memorial of people that have died in your life, and you can put like tokens of appreciation for family members or friends that have passed, or tokens or poems or written dreams of things that you want to see like happen in your life over the next year. And they also burn that down on Sunday. And that's also a really great art piece because it's usually made by multiple artists from around the world. And my second year I went, they built this giant lotus flower, and the base was made hand-carved panels that each like panel was carved from different artists from around the world. Yin-yangs, flowers, dragons, all kinds of cool stuff. The biggest part of Burning Man was the community. Without the community, it would be nothing. It's a total all-person, hands-on deck, like full like audience participation event. You know, every little contribution means so much, and even just by being there and like supporting the movement, you're putting your own effort and energy toward promoting like radical self-expression and radical self-reliance and creation and like open expression. There's a free trade-based economy. Once you get there, there's no money, everything's free. People trade food. All of the bars have free cocktails, and you just have to bring your own cup. And all of the food is free. Everything is free when you get there for the whole week. You don't have to pay for anything, just your ticket. And if you can get there, then you're golden. And it's a leave no trace event, so everything that you bring in, you take out with you, including recycling, garbage, feathers, lint, like everything. You end up spending your whole last day there with buckets, just like picking stuff up out of the ground. And they have DPW, which stays for about 2 months afterwards, cleaning up after the event, after people. And they actually stay there for 2 months out in the desert, like cleaning up after everybody that was there. And they go through with metal detectors in the ground and look for like rebar and everything. They're really, really thorough with it. In conclusion, over time what Burning Man stood for in the beginning and how it has evolved has been this amorphous, ever-expanding phenomenon not easily explained in a 5-minute discussion. And yet here we've been able to cover some of its roots, forms of radical self-sustaining self-expression through art and all of its manifestations. Burning Man has surmounted, blown open apart, and reconstructed what it means to be a part of a community, something bigger than the small, minuscule aspect of just being one person compared to the big infinite that is. If I had never gone to Burning Man, I may have never found the inspiration I needed to believe I could be the person I knew I was inside and still make something out of myself. You really can have your cake and eat it too, but it might get some dust on it.
I've always wondered what Burning Man was. I don't know, for some reason I thought it was like a concert. Seriously, just a one-night concert. I had no idea what it was. That's really cool.
There's a lot of